The knees are absolutely brutalized in football. 1 out of 5 professional footballers retire because of some kind of knee injury or knee pain. 1 in 5, 20% of pro footballers. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 exercises in which I think were done by professional footballers. We could cut this number dramatically. These 3 exercises can save so many footballers' knees. Welcome to my channel. If you don't know who I am, I'm Bulletproof Baller. I had 5 years of chronic knee pain, 4 meniscus tears, partial ACL tear, snapped kneecap, which I had a surgery on, patella and quad tendinopathy, as well as some other stuff within the knee. You had 5 years of chronic knee pain. Now I can jump down off crossbars, I can play football whenever I want to. I'm more athletic than ever. And these 3 exercises that I'm going to go through in this video are part of the reason why. So part of the reason in which footballers' knees are brutalized is because of the position in which we play in sport. 80% of knee injuries happen in deceleration or cutting. And in a 90-minute football game, there is more deceleration and cuts than accelerations. Our sport is one of the most intense sports for the knees, the demand actually placed on the knees. And so if we don't build up the strength in our knees in this exact position in which we play in football, we can cause issues. We had a pro footballer playing for one of the top 5 clubs in the Premier League. Not too sure on how much I can say about who he actually is, but he came to us with chronic knee pain that had been going on for 5-10 years, and he'd just been playing through it. One of these top 5 clubs, they couldn't sort it out. They didn't know what was going on. And we took him through an assessment, and we saw that the first thing, he could not even do a Patrick step up even 1 inch without it hurting his knee, without him feeling it in his knee. And so this is part of the problem. If we can't do a Patrick step up, which is the exact position in which we are decelerating, how on earth can we handle this at high intensity, at high speeds in a football game over and over and over and over? We can't. And so our body compensates. And so we need to prepare our knee in this exact position so our knee can actually handle it and our body can do the decelerations in the football game and can actually adapt to that rather than using other areas. And if our body is adapting and using other areas, our knee actually goes into that position in which we can't handle. That's where the injury occurs. And so number 1, reverse step up. This exercise was deemed the $1 million knee exercise by Charles Poliquin, who was one of the most decorated strength coaches in the world. He named it this because it helped Olympian athletes go on to win millions of dollars after having knee injuries and knee pain. My favorite version in which we can directly target the knee and we make the joint itself the limiting factor is the Poliquin step up. This is where we're either on a slant board or some kind of ATG buddy or something that can raise the heel, whether it be a plate, whatever it be, and we're slowly pushing our knee over our toe. The slant makes it more knee dominant. And so this is really a test of how strong our knee joint is and our quad is. This is about to get a little bit sciencey, but we also know that cyclic tension at shallow knee angles activates living cells in the ACL and helps it get thicker and stronger. This position can directly strengthen our ACL, help it get thicker and stronger over a long period of time. But it also strengthens the muscles around the knee, the VMO, which contracts first when the knee is under pressure. This is one of the best exercises to be able to target this area as well. You can start off at flat ground with this, with just the heel elevated. You could even use assistance if that is painful. Over time, we want to work to a standard of 6 inches with at least 50% of our body weight for 20 reps with perfect form. And again, this will take time. The knee joint takes time to adapt. We don't expect you to bench press 100 kg overnight when you've never done it before. So how can we expect you to do a 6-inch Poliquin step up with this kind of weight when you've never done it before? If we have not got to this kind of standard and we are experiencing fear in our sport, fear of our knee injuring or pain or any of this kind of stuff, then we still have more to do in terms of protecting our knees. Exercise number 2 then. That was the exact position, 10 to 30 degrees, in which the ACL tears in the front of the knee. If we then look at that exact position in the back of the knee, the Nordic curl is hardest in this end range of motion where it's 15 to 30 degrees. And Charles Poliquin said that knee flexion is like the second ACL. The Nordic curl is a direct test of how well we can resist our knee being pried apart, which our knee being pried apart, the shin bone from the thigh bone being pulled apart, that's when the ACL tears. And so this can be a great measure of how well we can handle our body weight being pried apart at the knee. And the more strength we have in the Nordic, the more protection for the ACL and for the knee we have. Eccentric hamstring strength is so crucial for deceleration. And most people will have worked eccentric Nordics, but most people don't go to that full range of motion. Most setups are pretty dodgy. Most people don't know how to get to the point where they can start to the concentrics. I went from not even being able to hold a Nordic halfway down to in 2 years banging out 33 Nordics in a row. If you got to the position where you could bang out 33 Nordics in a row, do you think your knees would be more protected? In that same period, my knees became more protected. I went from chronic pain to being able to be bulletproof, technically. I went from chronic pain to being able to play my sport I love again. And so it wasn't just down to the Nordic, but that was a big component of it. So if you can't even do one Nordic where you hold the eccentric all the way down and come back up, then we do have an issue here as well. The standard on this is to get to 5 reps fully controlled on the way down, fully controlled on the way up. This isn't just going to bulletproof the ACL and the knee, but it's going to help us get faster. We see that the people that can do the Nordics are often the fastest. If you look at Cheetah in the NFL, one of the fastest athletes can bang out Nordics all day long. Marty St. Louis, one of the biggest longevity cases, one of the fastest people banging out Nordics all day long. Jonathan Edwards, the gold medal holder in the triple jump, one of the most intense forces of all time on your body, hit Nordics once a week for 10 years. So this is very, very, very important exercise to be able to master. Number 3 then, full range of motion slant pistol squat. This tests how well we can handle our full range of motion through the knee with our body weight on one leg. Football is played on one leg. When we run, when we sprint, we are using one leg at a time. And so it only makes sense that if we can't handle our body weight through a full range of motion on one leg, we still have some protection to be made in the knee joint. I see people squatting to a half range of motion, to a shorter range of motion, and yet they can't do a slant pistol squat on one leg. This means that we're not as protected as we could be in our sport. And so we want to progress from a double leg slant board, where the slant board again makes it more knee dominant, to being able to eventually hold a kettlebell on front, and once the kettlebell becomes hard, start training that slant pistol squat. We want to not lean over that much. We want to be able to keep our chest up, make sure that our knee can actually handle this load that's going through. And this is not rocket science. This is super simple. We have a step up, we have a Nordic curl, and we have a full range of motion slant pistol squat. I personally think that if we mastered these 3 exercises, our rates of knee pain, knee tears, our rates of people retiring from football because of knee injuries would go down. You can't prevent all injuries 100%, but this is going to give us a good bang for buck. These are going to give us a good level of protection. I've tested hundreds of people by now, and every single one of them that has come to me can't hit 10 reps on a slant pistol squat full range of motion, which I think should be the goal for ultimate knee protection, if not more. I hope this video helps you. I hope you start to incorporate these. If you do need any more help with that, please see our one-on-one coaching in the top line of the description. We can help you to more bulletproof knees.